So it's late, as it always
Super
is. As it always is after a concert.
Yeah.
We have mood lighting on because this new camera, if I have the lights on at a regular, then I turn into an alien, and so I have to have
Glow.
mood lighting. You know, we could almost do this by the light of the monitor in our faces.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, the new camera really good at picking up light, probably too good. It's much better. That's the funny thing is people complain about the light through the window. This one's better with natural light than it is with the artificial. If I went just with
If you could
artificial,
just turn down the
I would
sun,
go insane.
That'd be great.
Anyways, so tonight we saw Palace
3.
Royale. Is that what they were
No,
called?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound right.
I don't know. The opening
We saw something.
Royale.
Some band.
I think
Royale.
it was.
Something
I'll say
Royale.
Palace Royale.
I don't think
or
that's right. I don't think
Palais
that's...
Royale.
It was something that didn't look like it was even spelled right.
Yeah, but they were okay. They were passable.
Yeah, they weren't bad. We've had way worse opening bands.
Yes,
Like 6
but
a.m.
it wasn't something I'm going to necessarily look up.
They were fun. They
were
had a couple
okay.
of fun ones.
And then they had the long intermission before Marilyn Manson came out.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a Rob Zombie shirt.
We should take this point in this video to say, don't do drugs.
Or whatever the hell.
Yes.
Whatever
Just
the hell it was wrong with him tonight.
Just don't do drugs.
So,
It's not good.
I'm well aware that the band's name is Marilyn Manson. It's not his name, but that's kind of
Right.
become what he is known
He's
as.
the face of the band.
So, we all call him Marilyn Manson, so I'll call him
Right.
that, but I'm not talking about the band in particular, because his bandmates
The
were
band was fantastic. Yeah,
They were great.
They were really good.
They were on point. The guitars were fantastic.
The drummer was awesome.
Everything was good, but the first few songs were okay.
They weren't bad. You couldn't understand
You get up until
Marilyn Manson
you get up
at
until
all.
about the first 2 songs. His microphone was off.
Right.
Wasn't
and then
right.
it got kind of
And then it was
fixed
okay
'cause we
on the
even
third
said,
song.
Oh, we can hear him better.
And then the 5th song was Dope Show, and after Dope Show, it just went. It just went off.
It did. And at first it was kind of fun. He was doing little costume changes between each song. And
then he stopped.
yeah, and so they would, between each song, the lights would go off and you could hear music. They would do some kind of little...
Interlude.
Yeah. It was just little music while they were...
It's classic.
Costumes. They did a lot of background, like you could see the curtain change.
One of my favorite things when I've seen Rammstein, I've seen them twice, is that they use misdirection. So they will have a solo going on over here while Richard goes off to have a drink or go to the bathroom or whatever, and then they'll have Richard do some kind of a solo thing on his own side so that Paul can go and do whatever he's got to do, get himself a drink of water, use the washroom, whatever. And so there's this misdirection. Now, with Marilyn Manson, they just turn the lights out.
Yes, completely out. And then towards the end, they didn't even have the music. They just had the lights out.
And everybody's just sort of sitting there.
And that last one
the
was
intermissions
really
went on
long.
for longer and longer and longer. And you could tell,
and at first you're thinking, what kind of outfit is he changing into? No, he stopped. He was
there was
just
the
wearing
one part.
vest the
There was
rest of
one
the
part
time.
where they kept looping the same song. And
Yeah.
by about the 5th loop, I'm like, this isn't supposed to take this long. This isn't right. And Marilyn was having trouble walking. If he was sitting or if he fell down.
Oh, he
could
crawled up the
not get up.
stairs and was laying on his back, and you could see the guitarist still playing, and goes over to him, and it looks like he leaned down and said something, and then he ended up helping him up, and one of the security guys comes over and helps him up off the ground.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was getting up.
No, he wasn't good. He wasn't
And
going
him
anywhere.
going over...
He'd still be there.
At first, Lily Bell. At first, like towards the beginning of their set, he kept going down to the people on the floor, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. He's doing a lot of audience interaction. But then he was down there a lot, and you could barely understand him.
If he was even singing.
He wouldn't be, yeah.
There were
he
points
wouldn't
where
be
he was just with the
singing.
microphone sort of over here, and he's just sort of leaning on people.
Or
Or at least
when
that's
he
how it looked
was
from our angle.
singing, he wasn't singing
the right
with
words.
the band.
Or the right words.
Right.
At the right time.
So weird.
How do you forget the words to Beautiful People?
Beautiful People. Yeah, Beautiful People is totally off.
Like,
that's when everybody started just like, what is going on?
It reminded me of way
on
back.
The ground again.
Yeah, way back when Bob Dylan came out at Live Aid, and he was with Ron Wood and Keith Richards, and if any of them were sober at all, I'd be shocked, because first Ron Wood went off because his guitar was out of tune mid-song. Then Bob Dylan's forgetting the words to Blowing in the Wind. And about 3/4 of the way through, Lionel Richie came out, outrageous, this was outrageous, and he sort of shoos them off the stage because they were gone. We needed Lionel Richie tonight. We needed him to come out, and this was outrageous, and just kind of shoot, because Marilyn left before they were done playing.
That was so weird.
He goes up on stage and says, this is the worst set I've ever played, and everybody cheered him.
Yes.
Like, wait.
It wasn't like the end of a concert at all. Well, it wasn't the end of the concert. It wasn't like an end of a set. So the last song ends and he starts doing that, having people over here cheer, and then he throws the mic and walks off and wait.
Yeah, so he takes the crowd bit that you do in the middle of a show.
Right.
Corey Taylor could tell him about this. You do that in the middle of the show to get them to be louder and them to be louder and get the whole crowd hyped up. Does that at the end, whatever,
well,
done.
But he threw the mic. Like, you could see it go up and it's over there, and he just walks off.
The band's still playing.
They're still... It was so weird, and that's when I was... Are they done?
And yet still, the whole crowd is just, yay! I'm like, what in the world?
It? And I think it took the stage people a little bit to figure out.
He's not coming back.
Okay, we're done, so.
He's not coming back. Because I said that to you. I said,
yeah.
He's gone. He's not coming back.
The end.
It was just, it's,
so weird.
I get it, there's the rock and roll and the sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing, but you've got 2 hours.
You gotta wait till after.
You've got 2 hours of work a day, not even an hour of work. Stay sober and clear and level-headed for that, because people paid a lot for the tickets. So, I mean, those guys on the floor, they paid well over $100 a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
To watch him stumble around and forget words to the most popular song he has. Now, before the concert, I bought a Marilyn Manson t-shirt. We both bought Marilyn Manson t-shirts because we were excited about Marilyn Manson. Yes. You'll notice I am now wearing a Rob Zombie t-shirt, which I purchased after the show.
We did go, so I definitely went with the intention of seeing Marilyn Manson.
Yep, that's why I bought
Marilyn
tickets.
Marilyn Manson since I was 16, so... It was just one of those, yay, finally. Okay, Rob Zombie, I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure I know a lot of the songs.
So, Rob Zombie proved something tonight. Age is just a number. Dude's in his mid-50s, and he moved around that stage like a 20-year-old. And he brought so much energy into the concert, and he was so upbeat, and he was so... sober and clear-headed, and I never thought I'd see the day. Too. I never thought I'd see the day that I thought that was a huge selling point. Hey, he's actually with it. But he was crisp, and he was on it, and he kept the crowd hyped up.
Yeah, he interacted with the crowd.
Every single song had its own performance. It reminded me of Rammstein that way. That every single song had a different setup. Those monitors are fantastic.
That was really cool.
All kinds of monitors, some really cool stuff going on. The guys in the giant suits coming out too. The alien, there was the devil, and there was was it a monkey?
It looked like a half gorilla, half astronaut.
Yeah, I don't know.
On his head,
I know that's part of his stage show going back decades, and that they've been
really
in videos
big.
Too. But yeah. Like, it was a spectacle. I just felt bad for the people that are baked, seeing this giant devil wandering around and thinking, how many of them are going, okay, is that really there? Okay, this is really weird. Because he also had, like, all the psychedelic stuff going on the screens behind him. So, again, if you're baked, all that psychedelic stuff combined with the guys in the giant suits kind of meandering around the stage might leave you a little bit messed up. But... He was absolutely, he hit it out of the park. He was the absolute best act of the night. It's not close.
Yeah.
And for me, the best acts I've ever seen live, it's Rammstein and Slipknot. And I vary on which one is number one. I will say Rammstein, but when I was in the moment, Slipknot was fantastic. But Rob Zombie now is number three. Rob Zombie is solidly number three. And songs that I had never even heard before,
Yeah, I didn't.
I really enjoyed.
I didn't know a lot
And
of the songs.
and what I liked was when he was playing these songs and he has the videos going on, a lot of boobies going on in the
there
background.
were a lot of boobs.
A lot of boobies and some alien penis as well.
Were.
Which was alarming. They should have on the ticket somewhere, there will be alien. They tell us to watch out for tennis rackets on our ticket.
Tennis rackets.
They did.
Pucks.
It was right on the warning that if their tennis racket nails you in the noggin, it's not their fault. I don't know when there'd be a tennis racket at a Canucks game, so Rogers, I don't know. But yeah, so that should have been a warning, but it was just so well done. And when he was playing these songs that I didn't necessarily know, if you notice, there were words that would show up on the screen.
Some of them, yeah.
And that's so that the crowd could sing along. And it was usually during the chorus, or it was during like the big heck yeah kind of moments. Yeah. And it was like so the crowd could sing along. Really, really ingenious. And that was like an 80s style rock show. The whole way he did it. And he was wearing the tassels. He
had so much fringe on his legs.
He had the full on 80s gear with the leather pants.
Lots of fringe on his legs. And he was dancing lots with the fringe.
Yep, absolutely killer. He was all over the stage. He was interacting with all the band members.
And he had that weird skeleton he was wheeling around with.
Yep.
It was so weird.
Absolutely. The highlight of the night was everything Rob Zombie did. He was absolutely, and just his stage show is beautiful, and it's hypnotic, and it's shocking. He even covers Helter Skelter. His Helter Skelter cover was fun.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. And then, of course, Dragula. He saved it for the last. And the set they used for Dragula is amazing. And it was really fun. Now, he also uses this concert to show you a trailer for the new movie he has coming out, 3 from Hell. And it looks like it's a direct sequel to Devil's Rejects, which I've only seen 5 or 10 minutes of because it kind of made me nauseous at that point. I had to kind of turn it off. And I'm a horror movie fanatic, so I know she won't be able to watch that.
I don't do
I'm even pre-screening The Boys because I'm not sure if it's going to be too much for her. I'm on the fence with it right now. I'll wait till I finish the series. That way, if I'm watching an episode, I can say, you might want to close your eyes at this point. This might kind of bother you. She might enjoy it, though. It's Eric Kripke, so she might enjoy it. But it honestly, Rob Zombie was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to see a great rock show, Rob Zombie, I will go and watch him in concert anytime he comes by. If the tickets aren't like insanely priced, and if I can stomach who he's playing with, I would definitely go and see a Rob Zombie concert again.
Yeah, he was.
Marilyn, I will not see a Marilyn again.
That was so disappointing.
I will not see Marilyn in concert again. That will not happen.
That was so disappointing.
That was very disappointing.
I thought he was gonna be so fun too. I didn't know anything about his live shows. And then
the other part too is that, and I think this is probably because of his state of mind, they ended up pulling Mob Scene out of the set list. Yeah. That was in every other set list I'd looked at, and Mob Scene is one of my favorite songs. And I guess they just looked at it and said, "Screw it, he's so effed right now. Forget it," and they pulled it out of the set. So. And that's where I get ticked off. And people can say, well, he's washed up. No, you can't make that excuse because Rob Zombie's older than he is. Rob Zombie's been doing this longer than he has, and Rob Zombie still kicks ass. And not only that, but if he was washed up, why isn't his band washed up? His band was amazing.
They were really
So
good.
I'm not going to give him any excuses. And not only that, but if you're going out there and you get to warm up a crowd and the guy coming behind you is going to be absolutely amazing, go out there and give him a killer show. When I saw Rammstein in Edmonton, Combi Christ came out. Combi Christ knew the fans would know who the hell they were. wouldn't have researched them, and wouldn't give a damn what they were singing. Combi Christ was fantastic. I love them. I did research on them before I saw them live, and they were great. And not once was there any kind of a letdown from them, even though the crowd was giving them zero energy. They were fantastic. They played a 35-minute set that was just awesome. And, you know, if they can do that, then Marilyn should at least be able to look in the mirror and go, you know what, I should go out there and kill it tonight because I'm opening for this guy. And, you know, I've got to kill it tonight, and he killed it all right. I've never been more disappointed. And I'm not going to give somebody a pass just because, oh, well, he might have been good 20 years ago. I'm not going to give somebody a pass with that.
No.
Because there are too many older acts that are still able to do it. Rob Zombie just freaking amazing. I don't know what kind of Pilates he does or what kind of workouts he does. Maybe there's some kind of
he was doing like jumps and everything.
He could be a rockette with the way he was kicking around that stage. Like, holy crap. So I need to hook up with Rob Zombie at some point. Hey, dude, teach me. I don't have the flexibility. Let's figure this out. Because, yeah, he was absolutely amazing. And just that energy level and maintaining that is impressive. And you could tell he was clear-headed and sober because he didn't forget any of the words.
And he knew he was in Vancouver, even.
Marilyn Manson said something about Ontario.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know. He said something about the United States and Ontario.
I heard Canada, Ontario, and north of the United States.
Yeah, he never said Vancouver. Not once.
It was...
I figure a week from now he sobers up and goes, when are we doing Vancouver? Did that last week. Oh, crap.
He did talk about going through the border. That's probably why he knew he was in a different country. He talked about going through the border twice.
He did. I'm surprised he didn't tell us the same story twice. It was embarrassing. That's what we needed. We needed the coach from Letterkenny to come out on stage during his performance.
Yeah.
Just kick a trash can and nail him right in the head with it. It's embarrassing. We could have had Riley and Jonesy come out and finish the show. That would have been great.
So do you think he normally does costume changes for every song through the whole concert? Or do you think he normally, in the middle, is just like, screw it, I'll just wear this vest for the rest of the show?
Because
before that, it was different outfit
pretty much.
Every song.
The Say 10, he had the red robe on, but I had the feeling that wasn't the full costume he was supposed to be. It felt to me like kind of like, okay, well just put the robe on. Just put the robe on. Just put this on and go out there.
See, and I thought that's how it would have been because he was in front of the red light, so it made it look kind of cool.
It was weird. It was just... And that performance was that was when he was already on the downswing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was already kind of tailing off. I catch a niner in there where you calling from walkie-talkie. Like, it was sad. It was sad. So, no to Marilyn. Yes to Rob Zombie.
Really too bad.
But
I really like
Rob Zombie's got a brand new fan here for anything live that he ever does. Even though I don't have Rob Zombie albums, I bought his greatest hits before we went to the concert just so we just have a refresher.
Because Shannon was pretty sure I knew some of the songs. So I don't listen to Rob Zombie.
But it was and I have to say this too for Rob Zombie. The way that the songs are performed live, I much preferred them to the way that they're performed on the album. I thought the live versions were better than studio. And that says a lot when the live version is better than the studio version. Whereas I can't say that about Marilyn.
No, the songs were sad live.
But the band was fantastic.
They were really good. So, and you could tell that they were trying to make up for it.
They really were.
Like the drum solo, that was really good. Yeah. And you could tell it was one of those...
Filler.
Okay, well, we can't turn on the light yet. Wish we do.
He's on the floor. Filler.
Keep playing.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. Our review of tonight's concert. If you were there, let us know what you thought in the comment section below. Hey, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for all your support. We'll talk to you again soon.